Once upon a time in the sleepy kingdom of Bohemia, New York, where strip malls stood in for enchanted forests and the nearest magic was whatever was on sale at Target, Aaron Thompson lived a life of quiet predictability. He was 38, balding at the temples like a reluctant Simba losing his mane, and worked as a senior accountant at a mid-sized firm that specialized in auditing dental practices. Numbers were his happy place. Clean columns, balanced ledgers, no surprises. His wife Shelby, however, was a walking explosion of glitter and nostalgia. Shelby was 35, with wide eyes that still sparkled like they did when she was 5 watching The Little Mermaid for the first time. Their house was a shrine to the mouse. The guest bedroom had been converted into a full-on, frozen, wing with snowflake curtains and an Elsa dress form. The garage shelves groaned under boxes of limited edition pins, Vinylmation figures, and every D23 exclusive ever released. Every vacation was Disney or bust. Aaron once tried suggesting a quiet beach trip to the Outer Banks. Shelby responded by bursting into tears and quoting Ariel, "I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty, but who cares? No big deal, I want more." Aaron never suggested non-theme park vacations again. Their marriage wasn't unhappy, exactly, it was just lopsided. Aaron fixed things. Leaky roofs, tax returns, the occasional broken Mickey waffle iron. Shelby dreamed things. Elaborate cosplay plans, arguments framed as, "let it go," monologues, and nightly demands that Aaron join her in singing a whole new world, while she straddled him on the couch like they were flying on a magic carpet. He tried. He really did. But he was no Aladdin. He was more like the carpet. Supportive, silent, occasionally fraying at the edges. Everything changed at the East Coast Disney Fan Expo in Secaucus, New Jersey. Shelby had dragged Aaron there for the weekend, promising just one day of magic. She wore her favorite Rapunzel-inspired sundress with a flower crown. Aaron wore cargo shorts and carried her 3 tote bags like a pack mule. That's where she met Toby. Toby Harlan was 32, unemployed, officially a freelance content creator, who made TikToks ranking Disney villains by smolder factor, and dressed head to toe as Flynn Rider from Tangled, complete with the smarmy grin and the satchel. He spotted Shelby quoting, "part of your world," to a group of kids and sauntered over. You know, Ariel had the right idea, trading everything for a shot at something real. Shelby's heart did a Gaston flip. They talked for hours. Deep cuts about the Black Cauldron being criminally underrated, whether Encanto's Bruno was neurodivergent coded, the exact shade of green in Maleficent's eyes. Toby knew every line, every Easter egg, every dark backstory. When he casually dropped that he had a small collection of original concept art sketches, Shelby nearly fainted. Aaron watched from afar, holding 2 overpriced turkey legs, feeling like the forgotten Geppetto while Pinocchio ran off with a fox and a cat. The affair started small, DMs about obscure park lore, then late-night voice notes reciting, "I see the light," lyrics to each other. Then hotel meetups near the convention center. Shelby came home flushed, humming, "Be Our Guest," claiming she'd just had the best panel ever. Aaron smelled the lie like cheap churros, but he said nothing. He loved her too much to start a fight over something that might blow over. It didn't blow over. 6 weeks later, Shelby stood in their living room, suitcase packed, wearing her Elsa cape like armor. "Aaron," she said, voice trembling with rehearsed drama, "you've been my beast for years, but I need someone who sees the beauty in the rose, not just the thorns. Toby, he's my Prince Eric, my Kristoff, my Aladdin all rolled into one. I'm sorry, I'm letting it go." She tried to strike a dramatic pose, but her suitcase wheel caught on the rug and she stumbled. Aaron didn't laugh. He just nodded once, like a man signing final papers. She left. The house felt suddenly huge and empty, like the Beast's castle after everyone turned back human but forgot to invite him to the ball. Toby's castle was a 1-bedroom walk-up in Queens with peeling Moana wallpaper. He'd hung himself badly. No savings, no steady job, just vibes and a Venmo history of borrowing money for emergency Dole Whip funds. At first, it was bliss. They marathoned every animated classic, role-played scenes, Toby as Hans, Shelby as Anna in increasingly unhinged ways, and planned imaginary trips to Galaxy's Edge. But reality hit like a runaway mine train cart. Shelby wanted the real thing. Annual passes, character dining reservations, new Loungefly bags every month. Toby could barely afford ramen. "Hakuna Matata, babe," he'd say, shrugging. "It means no worries." Shelby stared at him like he'd just confessed to being Scar. She sold her own earrings to buy them matching Coco hoodies. Toby forgot to pay her back. The fights escalated. You said you understood my world. She yelled one night. I do, he shouted back. But my world is broke. 3 months in, Shelby was miserable. She missed central heating that worked, a fridge that wasn't full of energy drinks, and, God help her, a partner who paid the electric bill on time. She missed Aaron's quiet reliability, the way he'd silently replace her broken light-up Mickey ears without complaint. One stormy October evening, she drove back to Bohemia in Toby's borrowed Kia. He'd forgotten to renew the registration. Rain lashed the windshield like the deluge in Pocahontas. She stood on the porch, soaked, pounding the door. Aaron, it's me, your Belle. I came back to the castle. I want my library back. No answer. She peered through the window. The living room was bare. No posters, no plushies, no nothing. Just beige walls and a single folding chair where the couch used to be. A for sale sign was already staked in the front yard. Aaron had liquidated everything. Every last pin, every snow globe, every signed Lion King cell. He'd photographed it all, listed it on eBay with clinical precision, and split the proceeds down the middle. Her half sat untouched in a savings account he'd opened in her name. He'd filed for divorce the week before, served papers to her last known address, Toby's place. And yes, he'd changed the locks. Shelby collapsed on the steps, sobbing. I'm such a fool, she whispered. I traded my happily ever after for a guy who can't even spell happily. But grief twisted into something darker, something unhinged. She returned to Toby's apartment at 2 a.m., dressed in a Frankenstein's monster mashup of Disney villain cosplay. Maleficent horns, Ursula tentacles made from black trash bags, Cruella coat from thrift store fur, and an Elsa cape singed at the edges from a previous fireworks experiment. In her hands, a stolen shopping cart full of bootleg merch, fireworks stolen from a neighbor's garage, and a life-sized Olaf plush she planned to sacrifice. She burst in screaming, "Babidi-babidi-boo. You broke the spell, you rodent. Now feel my wrath." Toby woke up screaming as she tied him to a chair with Rapunzel hair extensions. You're my new Iago, squawk for mercy. She lit sparklers shaped like Tinker Bell and chanted every villain song at once. Poor unfortunate souls, mashed with, be prepared, and, friends on the other side, her voice cracking like thunder. Neighbors called 911. Shelby dragged the bound Toby outside in the cart, wheeling him toward Aaron's house like a deranged parade float. She sat up on the lawn under the streetlight, fireworks fizzing in her hands. Aaron, she bellowed at the dark windows. You think you can sell my magic? I'll summon every spirit from the realm. Remember me, from Coco. Off with his head, from the Queen of Hearts. I'll make it rain like in Brave. No, wait, the Princess and the Frog, whatever. Phenomenal cosmic power. She lit the fireworks. They exploded in chaotic bursts, reds, greens, purples, like a budget version of Wishes Over Cinderella Castle. One rogue sparkler caught her Ursula skirt on fire. She shrieked, I'm melting. What a world, and rolled on the wet grass. Toby, finally free, bolted, yelling over his shoulder, she's lost it. She's crazier than Frollo on Judgment Day. Police arrived to find Shelby sitting in the mud, crown askew, singing a broken, Let It Go, while clutching a smoldering Olaf. She was arrested for arson, false imprisonment, public disturbance, and general Disney-related mayhem. In the squad car, she muttered, someday my prince will come, or at least post bail. Aaron watched the blue and red lights flash across his bare living room walls. He didn't feel triumph, exactly, just quiet closure, like closing a final spreadsheet. He'd already started dating Claire, a kind librarian who liked historical novels and never once asked him to role-play anything. As for Shelby, from county lockup, she wrote feverish fanfiction on smuggled legal pads. Epic sagas where she was the wronged queen reclaiming her kingdom, with Aaron as the misunderstood villain and Toby as a bumbling sidekick who got turned into a talking candelabra. She still believed, somewhere deep down, that if she wished hard enough upon the right star, the magic would come back. But some spells, once broken, stay broken. And in the end, Aaron lived quietly ever after, while Shelby learned the hardest Disney lesson of all. Sometimes the real adventure isn't chasing the dream. It's surviving the nightmare you built yourself. The end.